When it come to these damn groups out, you understand, I don't want nothing to do with them unless they giving up all flags and bringing their body into under the truth. Because, of course, 90% of this shit is born out of selfishness, out of looking for power, out of sexual deviancy, and you just destroying the work of the Lord. Never before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem.
I can tell you it according to the Bible. If a brother want to have sex in his woman's butt, that's up to him. According to the Bible. According to the Bible. If a brother want to have sex in his woman's butt, that's up to him. That's up to him. That's up to him.
Like we had a sexual deviance problem.
Ain't no sex with his wife? Okay, well listen. Let me tell you something. A lot of people gonna be mad at me about this, but I'm going to tell you like it is. The answer is yes.
Like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that. Before to harden them, never before did black people look at us like we had a sexual deviance problem. Never before did they look at us. Never before did black people, in all our years of speaking on the street, black people never felt like, I don't like them brothers on the street. They might have disagreed with us, but nobody came against us like they had, unless they had a drug problem or, you know, something like that. But other than that, black people knew we was for them.
If a brother want to have sex in his woman's butt, that's up to him.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Recha Hakwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you brethren, you other fellow believers, you other elders and fellow believers of this truth, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, I actually watched the whole video, Elder Manat Dazat Bar's video on GML South Carolina 8. And I said, you know, I wanted to add my 2 cents. What I see here is a lot of these groups, they're not holding this man, Priest Alazar, I mean, whatever his name is now, he stepped down, but they're not holding him accountable. And what they're trying to do is capitalize off the hatred of GMS and bring this forward and make it seem like that we help promote this behavior. I have no idea with pegatoys and things like that this would have anything to do with us. As the elder said, we've been getting on him ever since he left. This is the same man who cursed out his teachers. So you would kind of think they would have be more sympathetic even towards us, although we don't expect that. But you would kind of think that these GMS brothers was right. This man was out of control. So you see, this isn't about Alazar. This isn't about anything that he's done wicked or deviant. This was all about using this platform, that platform of what this man did, and try to bring it against other camps, and mainly GMS. Now, I'll go to some scriptures as he did, but I'll go into some more scriptures and show you that it never was about all black people at that. That's why I'm glad I never joined that camp. He literally said black people, right, never looked at as, I have no idea what he's talking about, because they either like the truth or they hate the truth. But then all the sick, deviant behavior that this man is talking about, and all the madness that this camp has done, and they're fighting other camps, physically fist fighting one another. And I thought it was about the brotherhood and the love of all brothers and sisters, right? But they out on the block fighting one another. So get your own house in order. And it's weird because we have nothing to do with this. You mean to tell me he's talking about the rape doctrine, that we don't teach to do that? We just said it happened in ancient times. You can even, well, I'm going to pull something up and I'll show you. But he's saying that because of the rape doctrine, that was sexual deviance. But the Christian church and everybody else teaches that happen. Let's go to it real quick. Of course, I have to share my screen. Deuteronomy 22 and 28. If a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her and they be discovered, right? And this is just what that means, where it means. It says here, seizes her. Seizes her. The Bible before 1611, which some of you people don't know or don't subscribe to, maybe. The 1387 Bible says if a man commit lechery and have sex with her. So right here it says the CSB, if he takes hold of her and rape her, right? Says it here in the Holman. It's in all the Bibles, right? But then what does it say after the 28th verse? If a man who raped her must give the young woman's father 50 shekels of silver. You know, these Israelites, when you really think about the mindset of them, these 501c3 puppets are complete sellouts, right? We've already been afflicted with false doctrine, false Christianity, and even in the Christian doctrine, right? Even in the Bible where it says what it says, they still don't think so. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go to John 15 and 18. If the world hate you, know that it hated me before it hated you. What is this world talking about? Is this talking about the white man? Is this talking about other nations? It's talking about your own Israelites. Did not Paul get chased? Didn't they want to crucify Paul? Didn't they want to crucify Yahushua? They had the Messiah crucified. So Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 says there's no new thing under the sun. So we know that the ones that's going to get it in this day and age, which all of us are going to get it, but the ones that's for Yahushua will be for Yahushua. And the ones that's against Yahushua will be against Yahushua. Yeah, this group like calling on Christ too, by the way. They all like calling on Christ. Okay? So I proved to you in the Bible that it showed you that that did happen, and I can go to all older Bibles and they'll say the same thing. Right? It's just the English language. It says, if you were of the world would love his own. So as long as you're getting along with everybody, right? As long as you, my Hebrew Israelite brother, y'all having summits. This same group debated Said Netta. And Said Netta don't even believe in the Bible, and let's pull the scriptures on these guys. This is crazy. It just seems like this man Alazar had some rank and power. He was really good at setting up debates. I'm not going to lie and say I'd rather had been Vocab Malone getting caught up in something like that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, the Lord brings his judgment. But these guys are pissed off because their debate money is going to start going downhill. The Genesis have left. So now who's going to set up these debates? Now how is this going to work? That's all Said Netta, Isupk. That's why they all defending this guy. It's all about the money. And GMS is attacking all these false doctrines. And when it starts impeding their money, then this is why they're throwing it on us. It's the low-life Israelites, right? The low-life Israelites that have corrupted garments. They're just following these guys because they're the leaders of particular sects. So they see General Yahanna say this, and they say, yeah, these guys, it's GMS. I don't know. It's just GMS fault, right? So everything Comfy did was GMS fault too, I guess. So be prepared at Great Millstone. If somebody goes off in another camp and do some weird, sick stuff, just blame it on GMS. They're behind it all. They're not even in our camp. Anyway, let me go here real quick. I'm not going to make this long. John 8:44. I'm just adding to it a little bit. I just wanted to make my real point that they're capitalizing off of this situation, and they're using this situation for more clout, right? They're really mad at GMS for standing up and fighting against wickedness. We'll get a scripture on that. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. So anybody who follow this, right, they all read it as it's the white man. Nah, this is of the Israelites, man. If you follow General Yahanna, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your heart you will do. I have no idea how, when the scriptures say he who justifieth the wicked and condemneth the just, even they both are abomination. His whole video should have been on the madness and holding this man accountable for this sexual deviancy, as he says. But he wants to blame us, and then he's blaming all the camps. Right? This is what he's doing. He's blaming all the camps for anything wicked that goes on. When the Lord, Jeremiah 10:23 says, the Lord is in the ways of direct men's step. If the Lord wanted these camps together, they would be together. If the Lord doesn't want these camps together, and it has to be a separate camps, because there was camps back then. There was separations back then. The Lord didn't want everybody. I mean, you had the Pharisees, which was another camp, against the apostles and disciples and followers. You had Stoics. You had Epicureans. You had various type of Israelites. You had Grecians. Right? You had the Hebrews, the Jews. You had various other different sects of Israelites. Different groups. And Paul was dealing with a lot. Okay? So anyway, Revelation 2:9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. All these guys. All these guys. You have the IUIC, Satan casting out Satan. Right? You have the IUIC, who says they don't want to call on the name of the Lord. That's what this group says. But you can call them whatever you want. And they call Yahushua Beelzebub, right? So that means we can call Yahushua Beelzebub, or the devil. That's what they're saying. This group, the General Yahanna, the original sexual deviants teaching you to do these things. No, well, we wasn't taught to go out and rape nobody. But the real deviants that they are, they said privately that, why did they bring that out and teach that? You see what I'm saying? They caused something to err. And I believe, my personal belief, that they get these jakes out of jail, and those jakes out of jail are used to doing that stuff. So they get with their woman, and I don't know. I'm not, I don't want to say that's true. But apparently the topic came up, and why did it come up? So, and these men are covering addicts and being recovered out of jail, because remember, they fix people. So I'm just saying, I don't know what that was about and why he would say you can do that with your woman, especially these men fresh coming out of jail. I don't know. It's some weird stuff. Did one of his members ask him that, just getting out of jail? Well, look, General, I need to know if it's okay to have anal sex with a woman. He said, and this guy would do anything to keep him in the truth. He'll say, no, you can't do it with a man, but you can do it with a woman. Yeah, that's these guys, man. So let's go to Proverbs 29:25. Let me see here. It says, it is dangerous to be concerned with what others think of you. Because he said, It's GMS, and all these groups are saying that it's GMS. They just hate us, but I love it. Remember 1 Corinthians 4:9 or so says they persecute us, but we entreat it, right? It is dangerous to be concerned with what others think of you, but if you trust in the Lord, you are safe. Well, why are we worried about what they think of us, man? Everybody wants the goodwill of the ruler, but only from the Lord can you get justice, right? So yeah, we condemn the behavior of priest Eleazar in his wickedness and his disrespect towards the apostles and leaders and all of the members of GMS. Then you had Genesis, who may be next in judgment, right? You had this group, formerly of Sakari. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, you might have another 100 splinter groups breaking off. It's just getting out of order, out of hand, because nobody wants to come in order. So they get a picture of a bunch of older men with hoods and capes, and then put a little white girl, maybe a little black girl, who is truly a girl, and say that this is GMS. Blatantly slandering that we're saying it's okay to rape girls. Blatantly just slandering us, man. And I believe the deacon or priest Hakah, I saw on his feed, he just had a little girl. So his emotions, he had a little baby girl, so his emotions got the best of him. And that's what he wanted to say. He said, and then he posted it. See, you women, you know, this is why Esau uses you women, right, to destroy us. This is why I do it, because you're the weaker vessel, and you'll follow anything that according to your emotions. So when he held up that baby and said, this is my little girl I just had, and GMS is thinking about taking her. Yeah. And then the women on the comment boards and the women in the congregation, yeah, there's some sickos. I wouldn't have it. And it just goes to show you the weak minds of people and how people truly can get caught up in occultic practices because they don't have their mind or true understanding. This is why it says go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You got to go to the lost sheep. These people are simple. John 8. I'm going to just try to read through this. This is before Abraham was, I am. This is just going to show you that at the end of the day, none of us were meant to be liked. The elect was not meant to be liked. The true worshipers of Yahushua was never meant to be liked. I'm just going to get to the point. Verse 54, Yahushua answered, I honor myself, and the honor is nothing if it is my Father that honoreth me, of whom ye say that he is your God. Yet ye have not known him, but I know him. And if I should say I know him not, I shall be a liar unto you. So now he's testing these Pharisees and saying, look, I know him. Basically, you don't. You frauds. But I know him and keep his sayings. Okay. Your father Abraham rejoiced to see my day. And he saw it and was glad. Then said the Jews unto him, thou art not yet 50 years old. And hast thou seen Abraham? Yahushua, says Jesus, said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, before Abraham was, I am. Then took they up stones to cast it at him. But Jesus, and I'll say Yahushua, hid himself and went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by. So if you know the history of the Bible, which these guys, I believe, do, but they just don't know how to apply what is happening today, you will see that you were never meant to be liked by other Israelites. And you can see that all these guys are wicked Pharisees, and his elect may be mixed, probably pretty sure mixed amongst them. So these are the only people that do all this wicked stuff, and they try to hide it, right, and say it's okay. Well, they're not saying it's okay, but keep it to yourselves. The problem is when you keep stuff like that to yourselves, you keep heaping in more, you keep bringing in more people, okay, and they don't even know what happened. Imagine if nobody knew this. But you know who let it be known? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. but all this stuff to light. This is the same thing in Matthew 23 when it says, ye could pass sea and land to make one proselyte and make a child of God, child of Satan or whatever. Try to make a child of God, make them a child of wickedness, more wicked than yourselves. Right? So you can see that these guys don't care. They just want the debates. They just want the money. They want to keep the reputation going. They don't care about what's truly right. They don't care about what's correct. Anyway, I just wanted to respond on that. Yeah, who cares? You want to blame us for it, then blame us for it. But how? That's my point. What does that in Deuteronomy 22, what I broke down, have to do with going on Amazon or eBay and buying those kits? Or wherever they got it from? What does that have to do with it? What does that have to do with this? That's kind of like saying when Nate was doing the things he did with them deviant pics, right? And he won't, I guess he ain't going to that. And the adultery that was running rampant. I believe it happens at Isupk. It's probably hiding it. But the adultery that runs rampant in the IUIC, and then somebody else do something sick and nasty, then you're going to blame it on the IUIC? It's because of them that all this sick stuff was happening in different camps? Yeah, you ain't stopping that, man. Anyway, that's all I want to